Once again, good morning to all of you. Today we will see the nested if and else structure. So, before write the code of nested if and else structure and study in detail about the if and else structure, we will see what is the if and else structure actually. So, when there is more than one condition, then we will use if and else structure, and the first if we will provide first condition to the first if and the next condition to the another if, and that if will be in the inner if. So in this way it will check the first condition, and if that first condition is found to be true, it will insert, or our program counter will go inside and check the another condition, and both the condition will be found to be true. Then it will execute the statement in the if block, or it will execute the statement in the else block. In this way, more than one if and more than one else will be present in the single program or single statement. So such type of programs will be used by using the nested if and else structure. So for better understanding this nested if and else structure, we will use one program, or we will demonstrate one program. The program is like that. Suppose we will input three numbers from the keyboard, and we have to find out which number is greater among the entered three numbers. So this program can well understand the nested if and else structure. So let us go to the compiler of the C, and we will illustrate and we will understand the concept of if and else structure in detail. But before going to the compiler of the C programming, I would like to told you that whenever I give you the illustration, or whenever I will give you some examples, you should listen it very carefully, and after listening it, you have to take out the notes of that, and you have to perform it practically. Unless and until you can perform the practice more and more, you can't get something from that. In many videos, they told you that you can learn the C in 5 minutes, you can learn the C in 10 minutes, but actually this is not possible unless and until you made a more practice. Then and only then you can improve yourself, and your concept will be clear. So let's go to the compiler of the C, and we will illustrate the example of if and else structure in detail. So let's we see the program for three numbers. For that we will write the program of three numbers to illustrate the nested if and else structure. So we will create a program to compare three numbers from the keyboard, and for that we will write a comment line here. Write a program in C to compare three numbers. Okay, after that, when we start the C program, again we will write main, and we have to compare three variables or three numbers, and that's why we will create three variables. Just we will write like this: int a comma b comma c. Okay. So this is the declaration of the variable. Here we have declared three variables, and the name of that three variables are a, b and c respectively. After that we will write clr scr, and now we have to input the values of these three variables, and that's why we will write here printf, and in bracket /n we will write here enter the value of three variables or three numbers, instead of that I will write enter the value of a comma b and c. Enter the value of a, b and c. Now I will write there scanf, and we have to input three variables or three values. That's why I will write here %d, again %d, again %d, because we have to input three values. And then after that I will write here %a comma %b comma %c, in this way. And in the earlier program we have written this in 3 lines, or for that I will just like enter the value of a, then scanf, again enter the value of b, then enter the value of c. And these 3 lines or this 6 line, I have combined these 3 lines or 6 line in the 2 lines. So in this way we have inputted the values of 3 numbers. And after that the nested if and else structure, we have to use that nested if and else structure. So first of all I will write here if a greater than b, a greater than b. If this a greater than b, if this condition is found to be true, if this condition is found to be true, I will write the another condition if a greater than c, a greater than c. And if this both the things are true, suppose a is greater than b and again a is greater than c, here I will write printf. I will write here printf /n. Here I will write a is greater, a is greater. So now I will write the else of this. Suppose the first condition is true, means that if a is greater than b, this is true, and this if a is greater than c, suppose this is false, means what is the meaning of that? What is the meaning of that? C is greater, and c is greater, and that's why here I am writing printf /n, and here I will write c is greater, c is greater. Now I will write the else of this outer if. Now what is the else of that? Suppose that first condition is false, means this first condition is false, means what is the meaning of that? B is greater, and that's why I will check the another condition here, if that B is greater than C. Because why we have done like this? Because A is greater than B and this condition is false, means what is the meaning of that? B is greater, means B is greater than A. And now I will check that B with C, and this condition is true suppose, then I will write here printf /n, and I will write here B is greater, B is greater. And now I will write the else of this inner if again, and suppose this condition is false, then I will write here printf /n, and I will write here C is greater, C is greater. So, and now at the last I will write here get ch, get ch, and in this way our program will be completed. Now we will see the step by step once again. Here we have declared 3 variables A, B and C. After that we have written a line CLR SCR, it is to clear the screen, okay. And then after that I will use the printf statement, and with the use of this printf statement I will display the statement that enter the value of A, B and C, enter the value of A, B and C. So user will read this statement and he will enter the value of A, B and C respectively, and after the entering that 3 values, over the next statement, that is scanf %d 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 %a %b and %c, these three values will be scanned by the scanf function and transferred to the memory locations or location of A, B and C respectively. After that, the three variables have some distinct value, and the distinct value will be used in our program. So when we check this A with B, when we check this A with B, and suppose the value of A is greater, then this condition is true. And if the value of A is greater, our program counter will enter inside that statement, and it will check again whether the next condition is true. And suppose the next condition is true, it will execute the statement A is greater. And suppose this condition is false, this inner condition is false, then it will execute the statement C is greater. And suppose, look at here, A greater than B, suppose the value of B is greater, means this condition is false, and our program counter will enter to the else of it, means it will check the else of this, and it will check another condition, that is B is greater than C, and this condition is true, then it will execute the statement in the if block. And if this condition is false, then it will execute the statement in the else block. In this way, this nested if and else structure will be implemented. So we will run this program and see what will be the output of this program. And for compiling this program, we have to save it first. And now we will save this program. We will give a name to this program, and again I will write here 3.c. Why I will write .c? Because we have created this program in the C, and this is the compiler of C++, and that's why we will given the name that is 3.c. It will save, and in this way our program will be saved. Now we have to compile this program, and for compilation of this program we will just go to the run button, or from the keyboard we will press the control button and press F9. Our program will be compiled. Now there is a message, enter the value of A, B and C, and that's why I will input the value of A, B and C. Suppose I will input the value of A equals to 5. After that I will input the value of B equals to 6. After that I will input the value of C equals to 8. Okay, means A, B and C, the first value will be transferred in the memory location of A, the second value will be transferred in the memory location of B, and the third value will be transferred in the memory location of C. Means A, the value of A equals to 5, the value of B equals to 6 and the value of C equals to 8. Now we will press enter. Now look at that, our message will be displayed, that is C is greater. Okay, now we will compile this program again and exchange the values. Suppose I will input the value of A equals to 5, I will input the value of B equals to 3, and I will input the value of C equals to 2, suppose. Now look at this, A is great. Now how this will be done, again I will describe you. Suppose the value of the first condition is true. What is the first condition? In the first condition I will given the value of A equals to 5 and I will give the value of B equals to 3, means that condition is true, and it will go inside that if structure and it will check the another condition with A is greater than C, and that both the conditions are true, then our program counter will execute and it will print the statement A is greater. So it will be done the step by step. So this is the illustration, or this is the explanation how the if and else structure or nested if and else structure will be implemented. And for the more practice, if you have to do more practice, you should write the same program for 4 numbers. You have to write the same program for 4 numbers, you have to write the same program for 5 numbers, then your logic will be very clear. Now I will try to write the same program for the 4 numbers. So what changes we have to make here? So I will write the first change here in the comment statement. I will write 4, and I will declare another variable here, and that variable is d. Suppose the variable is d, and I will enter the value of a, b, c and d, a, b, c and d. Now again I will input here percentage d for the next variable. Again I will make change here ampersand d. Okay, now I have to write the another condition here. Now I will write another if here. If I will write a greater than d, a greater than d. So in this way I will write here, if these three conditions are true, here I will write a is greater. I will write a is greater. Now I will write this else of this inner if. So here suppose this condition is false, so here I will write d is greater. And now again I will write the else of this if. Look at this, there are three if, the first if, second if and third if, and now I have write the else of this last if, that is third if, and now I will write the else of this if. Now look at this else of this if, and again I will check the condition here. Now which condition is false? This condition is false. That, look at this, this first condition is true, means a is greater than b. The second condition, a is greater than c. Suppose that condition is false. Which condition? A greater than c. This condition is false, means c is greater than a, c is greater than a, and that a is already greater than b, a is already greater than b, and it means that when c is greater, it is greater than a and it is greater than b. So we will check here c with directly d. Now I will write here c. Now I will check here c with d, c with d. Now here I will print the statement that is c is greater, c is greater. And now again I will write the else of this inner if, and suppose this c is greater than d, then it will print the statement c is greater, and suppose this statement is false, then it will print here d is greater. Now in this way this all inner if we have written. Now look at that, here this if, this is the first outer if, then this is the another inner if, and this is the another inner if, and now I have written the else of this inner if. Now I have written the else of this inner if. Now I have written already written the else of this inner if. Now look at this, this is the if. Now I have to write the else of this outer if, else. Now again look at this, suppose this outer condition is false. Suppose that outer condition is false, means that b is greater. Now that b is greater than a, that is b is greater than a. Now I will check that b with c, I will check that b with c. Now I will write if b greater than c, because that b is already greater than a, and that's why we have to check that b with c. And now again we will check another condition there, that if that b is greater than d. Okay, because that b is already greater than a, and that's why we will check this b with c and b with d, and these both the conditions are true. Both the conditions are true. Then I will write here printf /n. Here I will write b is greater, b is greater. And now again I will write the else of this inner if, else. What is the else of this? What is the else of this? I will write here printf slash n, here I will write d is greater. D is greater, because that condition is false, means D is greater. Now again we will write the else of this inner if. Else, which condition is false now? This condition is false. If B is greater than C, B is greater than C, means this C is greater than B. And now I will check again. That if that C is greater than D, that C is greater than D. So suppose this condition is false, or this condition is true, then I will write here printf slash n. Here I will write C is greater. C is greater. And now again I will write the else of this. And what is the else? What is the else of this? Here I will write printf. Here I will write slash n, D is greater. D is greater. So in this way we have written all if and all else. Now look at this. And in this way, when you try to write the program, you have to write in this way. Then you can understand which is the if and which is the else, and which else is of what if or which if. You can understand. That's why you have to write the coding step by step like this, and at the last you have to write the get ch, and our program will be ended. So in this way our program will be ended. Now we will compare this program, or we will compile this program and see the output of this program. How to compile this program? You just press Ctrl and press F9 button, then your program will be compiled, and there is no error. When you write the coding step by step with each and every concepts are clear, then there is no error will be found in your program. Now I will enter the value of A. Suppose I will enter the value of A equals to 5. I will enter the value of B equals to 4. I will enter the value of C equals to 3, and I will enter the value of D equals to 2. Now I will just press enter. Look at that, A is greater. So in this way you can write the coding step by step, and your concept will be cleared. Look at this. We have created 4 variables and we have inputted 4 variables, and after that we have checked the conditions of each and every statements. And suppose you have to do more practice, for this. So you have to write the coding of same with the using 5 numbers. So your concept will be very clear, and you can your logics will be developed when you create the program, or for the 5 numbers you can create the program for 6 numbers. This is not the way for comparison. When we learn the C much with various concept, so you can't write such long type of program. But when you have to develop your logic, you have to do the practice with this if and else structure, and you can understand it. But when you see this, again I will request you just write the code on your pen, on the copy, and you can practice in the compiler. Try to minimize the errors and compile it very well. So thanks again, and I think this is enough for today. And if you have some queries, you can comment me. I will try to sort out it. And also, if you have enjoying this video, or you have learned something from this video, you just like it, you just comment whenever there is some query, and you have subscribed it. When you subscribe this video, the more updates will be found out to you. So thank you very much.